Hi, my name's Flame, and I'm not too sure to start this, so I'm just going to get into it. I'm a hardcore Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends player, and I'm going to be talking about the new game by 1047 Studios that they claim is a spiritual successor to Titanfall 2, and it's called Empulse. And just so we're clear on how familiar I am with Titanfall 2 and its universe, here are some of my playtime hours for Apex Legends and Titanfall 2. Now that I've shown you all that, I want to talk about the mechs that they have in Empulse. The mechs feel kind of like they were an afterthought. Like one of the devs realized the maps were just big enough to fit them in. And they just said, let's add them. They don't feel like they fit the game at all. The maps are way too small for them. And they are way too vulnerable for how small the maps are. And instead of feeling I'm super powerful in this giant mech, I just feel like I'm made of glass. That all they have to do is spam shoot me down with their primaries, because the primaries do damage. There's no specific way, like anti-mech weapon, like in Titanfall, to do damage to the mech. You just get spammed down by primaries. It especially doesn't help when you're getting team shots. And because the maps are so small, there's so many crevices and rooms you can be shot from by enemies that you can just do nothing about, because there's no way to mitigate damage other than a shield. But as soon as you shoot, that shield goes down and it's on a cooldown. And there's no melee either, so if they just run up on you, there's nothing you can do other than try to shoot them. And if there's multiple, good luck with that. If they push up on you, 7 hammer hits and you're dead. You can't melee them to get off of you. You can shoot a rocket at your feet, but that damages you. You can jump to try to do impact damage, but it hardly does any. And that's where I'd say that they get it really wrong with the mechs. It's just they don't feel good. Unlike in Titanfall 2, where yeah, the mechs can die really quick if you play dumb, but there are a lot of abilities that are able to help you negate damage, to block damage. And if you play smart, you can last a really long time in your Titan. And you can be a force to be reckoned with. You can stay in a Titan the whole game if you play smart, and you can win because you just out-Titaned them. In this game, you don't even get to drop in a Titan. They just spawn in. It's not a kill streak, it's not nothing. They just spawn in. Poof, they're there. Moving on to the movement mechanics of this game, just right out the gate, it feels like I'm playing Splitgate 2. It's the same exact as Splitgate 2. Super floaty, jetpack floaty, reminds me of Black Ops 3. And instead of portals, you have the speed paint, or it's like the speed goo from Portal 2. It's like a straight ripoff from it. That's all it is. It's just the orange paint from Portal 2 that you throw on the ground and it makes you go fast. Or the jump paint that makes you jump higher. And they're so spammable, it feels like movement slot. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to what you can do. You can just throw it all down and you're out of a situation. There's no skill gap to it. There's nothing you really have to learn. Where Titanfall 2 differs. You have to learn the mechanics of the movement because of the engine it was made in. You have to learn every little niche thing about the movement mechanics to optimize your movement to be a force to be reckoned with. I hate saying this because people work hard on art stuff and I hate putting people down, especially devs, but it just feels really generic. It looks so basic. It looks like you could type in an AI prompt and it would throw out that art style. It's playing so safe that it's just boring and bland. I had never loaded into a map and I was like, oh my god, that looks so cool. Or like there was just nothing ever caught my eye in any of the maps. Nothing was special. They played it super safe. Especially with the mech design. The mechs are probably the most generic mech designs you can have in a video game. If you were to go into Google right now and type in mech game, you can find games as back as the original Xbox, because I remember it because I played it. There were mech games on there that had the exact same looking mechs. And that just breaks my heart as a Titanfall 2 player. Like, you have so much designs you can pull from, so many ways you can make a mech, and you go with the most basic design. And don't even get me started on the animations. The mechs don't have animations for getting in the mech. They don't have animations for getting out, for ejecting, for the mech dying. They just, you either teleport into it, or when you die, it just disappears in a cloud of smoke. Like, it feels like this game is just, I hate saying it, but a cash grab. A nostalgia bait game. That they're trying to get everyone's nostalgia off of wanting, you know, a Titanfall 2. It feels like this is their Hail Mary because Splitgate 2 went so wrong. That they're throwing this out there and hoping they make money off of it to save their studio. It doesn't feel like it's anything new or interesting. It feels like they're just trying to get people in as fast as they can to buy stuff, to save the studio. Because I know the studio is suffering. And just... at the end of it, the game just wasn't fun for me. There was nothing that hooked me in, that made me want to play. There was no mechanics in it, there was no art design in it that just made me want to stick around and play. There was no hook, there was something that got itself in. There was nothing that made me say, I want to play this game because of that. And you severely need that in video games. You need a hook like that to grab people, to keep them in. And it feels like there is just no hook there. It feels like they are fishing on fishing line and they have a worm tied to the end instead of on a hook. There's nothing there. At the end of the day, that's just my opinion. If you enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. And go enjoy it. That's all I'd say. Because with how games have been going these days, like Concord and High Guard, it might not be there for long. But as a Titanfall 2 fan, I am severely disappointed in this game, especially because of how it was marketed as a spiritual successor. And I can just not recommend it in that sense. But that's about it. Thanks for watching and listening to me rant. Have a nice day.